Slowly, slowly, creep, creep, creep. Down you go. 5 torches deep. See what I did there? See? Yeah. Hello and welcome. I'm your grumpy guide to all things gaming. It's time for another deep dive, game review, whatever you want to call these things, into this lovely little classic, 5 Torches Deep, by Ben Dutter and Jessica Dutter. And this comes in at, I think, 50 pages. And the first thing I like about it is this weird spread. Interesting choice to make it go this way instead of this way. It definitely allows it, looking through it, to be easier. It reads like a coloring book because it's just so simple and easy and laid out. Now, I know I said, don't try and make 5e something it's not, which exactly is what this is. So what is 5 Torches Deep other than a really cool sounding name? Is it another hardcore, grim, dark OSR? Sort of. So what these two individuals, Ben and Jessica, tried to do was they took 5e and they stripped it down to its skeleton, the very, very basics, D&D Next, the playtest version stuff, and then they sort of added in OSR elements, weaker PCs, weaker defaults, every stat counting, lower magic, danger is real, cunning over crunch. So they added a lot of the stuff that we like from the OSR, the low power, the more, everything the character does do is counts because the danger is real. You've only got 5 torches, and when those torches are gone, the dark is scary. So they took a lot of the OSR movement mentality of let's take the stuff that we liked from 1st, 2nd, 3rd edition, and they sort of took everything that they liked from 5th edition and sort of broke it both down and made this very simple, easy, simple game. Can this be played as is? Yes. This is a very good, simple, introductory, low-level, D&D game, bare bones, 4 races, 4 classes, the way D&D should be. Before all the splat books back in my day. So, yeah, it's very simple. It's very bare bones. So it is trying to take 5th edition and make it something it's not, the OSR. And take stuff we like from the old school Renaissance, the DIY, the hacks, the grimmer, more realistic, more everything you do counts feel that a lot of the OSR has, and sort of also add sort of that over-the-top super heroics. You take a 20-minute nap and eat a sandwich, and you're fine, and you can keep going. That is 5e. And they've just sort of broken down everything they liked from both and sort of made this little gateway game. So it's sort of it's a kind of a bridge between 5th edition over here and OSR over here, and here's 5 Torches Deep in the middle. So it's going to take people who are really into the 5e, still have all the stuff they like from 5e, but also have the OSR stuff, and start showing them, hey, look, here's stuff we blah blah blah. And here's a lot of people who maybe have never gamed before, but maybe see just the $75 investment into 5e and then all the splat books, and then they're like blah blah blah. This is like $5 plus shipping plus printing. It is full color, but there's not a lot of art. No wasted space, which I like. No lore. The crunch is very simple. It just gets right into the game and go bam. 4 races, 4 classes. The idea that, the non-human races have to have certain prerequisites to meet the classes, but the humans can be every class. Warrior class, thief cat class, zealot class, and mage class. So instead of cleric, it's zealot. I don't know. Acolyte or aspirate would have been just as good work. Zealot has a little sort of a nasty connotation to it, I guess. I don't know. But basically it means that you could be a nature guy or a divine guy. It doesn't specify. It just says you get your powers from your faith, as opposed to the arcaners who get their powers from magic. And then, there's different archetypes for each of the classes. So, there's the barbarian archetype, the fighter archetype and the ranger archetype for warrior class. There's the assassin archetype, the bard archetype, and the rogue archetype for thief class. Again, the never-ending philosophical question, what's the difference between a rogue and a thief? Why do they need two names? I don't know. Then we have the cleric archetype, druid archetype, and paladin archetype for our zealot. I would rename this. And for our mage class, we have sorcerer archetype, warlock archetype, and wizard archetype. So see, you have the 5e stuff as archetype. You pick those at 3rd level, and then everything else is just very, very bare bones OSR. I mean, that right here is the entire character creation section. Here's the equipment section. It also has things on like repairs, durability, crafting. Crafting skills exist in 5e, but they never really did anything with it. There's no definitive rules for what you can and can't do with the tools. So adding crafting rules for all of us, who enjoy the crafting aspects of gamings and video games and stuff like that. I can just spend hours playing Minecraft. Yeah, good stuff. And that's the entire equipment section, like 3 pages. We get into gameplay. Things like initiative, who goes first, NPC text, stabilizing, effects of injuries, overland travel, cutting down return trips. So here's a rule on page 23. Instead of having to do all that blah, 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 to get from there to there, you just make a roll. And if you're successful, you make it back. There's no cut scenes or whatever unless the DM feels it's necessary. Just bam, roll, you're there. Bam, roll, you're back. I like that. And then we go. That's the entire section. That's like 3 pages. Magic, very simple. There's an arcane list, a divine list. Each level has like 5 spells. If you're used to the always hit magic missile, that's gone. The spells are very weak. They're very low magic. They're very more Conan the Barbarian than Hawk the Slayer. Definitely not your 5e magic. And that's it. It has rules for making monsters, horde rules, converting monsters from 5e to this game or from other games to this game, how to build monsters, and then a very simple how to run 5 torches deep. The framework, the principles, internal consistency, a fair challenge, meaningful choices. We have a random generator, some rules on making random maps, a quick reference in the back for things like load and weapons and armor and how much stuff you can carry, the maximum amount of things you can carry, strength score. And then the character sheet. And that's all 50 pages for like $5-8. Bat Broman, check this out. For anybody who wants to take 5e, break it down to its very basic components, take the stuff they like about the OSR, break it down to its very basic components, and come up with sort of a gateway game that's sort of 5e's over here, OSR's over here, here's the bridge. I love the layout. It's just so different. It's so unique. Just this sort of coloring book, school book layout, thin, no wasted space. Would I like to see a little more art? Yeah, but it doesn't need it. Would I like to see a little more lore? Probably, but this isn't a world book. This isn't Mork Borg. This is just, bam, here are rules how to run a 5e flavored OSR game. Which, of course, completely goes against my don't try to make 5e something it's not. But here's the people who actually have successfully made 5e something it's not by making it sort of this bridge. Here we go. I'm walking from 5e. I'm playing 5 Torches Deep. And now I'm ready to try an OSR game like Mork Borg. So, it's on drive-thru. It's like $2 for the PDF or $5 to print out, plus the printing, plus the shipping. It ended up being like $12 total. Definitely worth it. We'll do another deep dive into it. Try and, once we have a chance to read it. 5 Torches Deep. Plus, it just sounds cool. 5 torches deep. Slowly, slowly, creep, creep, creep. Down the hall. 5 torches deep. Talk to you later.